Hello everyone, this is Teacher Jane and today we will talk about public forums, particularly the panel discussion. This is in line with the most essential learning competency, raising sensible, challenging, and thought-provoking questions in public forums. In this video, you will learn about the features and processes involved in a panel discussion and also how to write sensible, challenging, and thought-provoking questions about a certain topic. Get ready as we embark on another learning adventure. Let's start by activating your prior knowledge on asking questions, particularly those which are challenging and thought-provoking. What you have to do is to write "great" if you think the question is challenging or provoking, and "simple" if it is not. You may use your notebooks in taking note of your answers. First, do you know anyone or have you heard about anyone who has been cyberbullied? The answer is great. Next, when did you first hear about cyberbullying? The answer for this is yes, it's simple. Then, what springs to your mind when you hear the word cyberbullying? This one is great. Number 4. Do you think online bullying is worse or not as bad as physical bullying? Why or why not? The answer is great. And lastly, do internet companies and mobile phone companies have a duty to stop cyberbullying? Again, the answer for this one is great. Well done! I know it was quite easy for you to identify the challenging and thought-provoking questions because we ask questions every day. But how do we use our knowledge of asking good questions in public forums? This video will help you answer this question. Let us then dig deeper into what a panel discussion is. Panel discussion is a discussion in which a few persons carry on the conversation in front of an audience. Knowing how to raise sensible and challenging questions is very important in whatever activities or conversation you are in. It is also very useful in different public forums, especially in public discussions. Having the skill of throwing challenging questions help maintain the interest of the audience and keeping the discussion meaningful. Panel discussions have the following objectives. First, to provide information and new facts. Second, to analyze a problem from different angles. Third, to identify the values. And fourth, to organize for mental recreation. The members of a panel discussion include the moderator, the expert or panel, and the audience. Let us see the roles of each member in a panel discussion. The moderator keeps the discussion on the theme and encourages interaction among members. He also summarizes and highlights the points and should have mastery on the theme or problem of the discussion. Meanwhile, the expert or the panel has the following roles. All panelists must have mastery of the subject matter. There are 4 to 10 panelists in the discussion. Members sit in a semicircle shape in front of the audience, and the moderator sits in the middle of the panelists. And lastly, we have the audience, and they have the following roles. The audience are allowed to put questions and seek clarification. They can present their point of view and their experiences regarding the theme. The panelists answers, and in some situations, the moderator also tries to answer the question. Good and creative questioning develops the interest towards a problem, the ability of problem solving, and a capacity to respect other ideas, feelings, and ability of tolerance. Needing for some tips? Here are things to help you be able to ask challenging and thought-provoking questions in a panel discussion. First, research your issue. Of course, you have to know enough about the topic in the discussion, and you can think about what else you want to know. Next, list down your questions. After your research, make your list of questions. Also, you have to think about which among your questions are the most important and most intriguing, or which question tickles the mind of the listeners. Better list them down so you won't forget them. What type of questions should you ask in a panel discussion? They should be tied to the topic, reflective of a panelist's interest, representative of issues the audience will be interested in, and an important topic to discuss. Lastly, create your cue card. Your cue card is your guide. In your cue card, write your questions in order. Let us try to look at some examples of questions and check whether they follow the type of questions to be asked in a panel discussion. In the issue about depression, the moderator would ask, when it comes to mental health, the most common health issue is depression. Is depression an illness? Now, let us look into this question. Is it tied to the topic? Check. This question is about depression. Is it reflective of a panelist's interest? Check. Is it representative of issues the audience will be interested in? Check. Is it an important topic to discuss? Check. This is really an important thing to discuss in order for us to be more aware about depression. Here are some other examples. Who is at risk at developing depression? How can you tell if someone you know might have a depression? Do most people with depression attempt to commit suicide? What can you say? Are they tied to the topic? Check. Are they reflective of a panelist's interest? Check. Are they representative of issues the audience will be interested in? Check. Are they important topics to discuss? Check. People are now becoming more open and interested regarding topics on mental health, especially depression, because they wanted to understand better those people who are experiencing it, and more importantly, in order to help these people to overcome their depression. I hope our discussion helped you understand the different features of panel discussion and how to raise sensible, challenging, and thought-provoking questions in a panel discussion. It's now time to check what you have learned from our lesson. In this activity, you will have to choose the most sensible and provoking questions to ask in the given situation being discussed in a panel discussion. Are you ready? Number 1. Asking your friend about the Mobile Legend game. A. Is it fun playing Mobile Legend? B. How long do you play in a day? C. What are the advantages and disadvantages of playing mobile games? Or D. Who do you play with? Which question is the most sensible and provoking question to ask? Yes, it is letter C. What are the advantages and disadvantages of playing mobile games? Many are being hooked with this game, and so it is important to know the advantages and disadvantages of playing it so that we will be guided properly and not be addicted with it. Next one, asking your parents about their bet in the national election. A. Who do you want to vote for in the coming election? B. How did you come up with the idea that he will become a good leader? C. Do you like handsome or beautiful candidates? And D. Are you sure he or she will win the election? Which question should we ask in a panel discussion? You're right, it's letter B. It is important for us to know whether a candidate will become a good leader. During elections, we have to vote wisely so that we will be able to choose the best ones to lead our country. Number 3. Asking the frontliners about COVID-19. A. How do you keep yourself safe from the virus? B. Who are your parents? C. How much do you earn? Or D. Do you have children? Which is the most sensible and challenging question to ask about this issue? It is letter A. Very good. The frontliners are really brave, risking their lives to save the lives of others. And so it's really important that they keep themselves safe. And we also have to do our share in keeping them safe by following proper health standards. Congratulations for doing a great job! If you have further questions, feel free to send me a message and I'll try my best to answer your queries. That's all for now. This is Teacher Jane saying, just do your best and God will do the rest. Keep safe and see you next time!